So this live that will later become a video is about your infinite power over the now moment. I'm going to give you 3 steps that you can use to shift immediately into a reality that reflects, it's like it feels like you've walked through a portal. So you have the power to shift your reality by shifting your perception in this moment. You can determine your past and your future based on what you focus on now. And this is not so much like a law of attraction kind of approach. It is, but it isn't. It's really more about identity shifting, ultimately. It's about becoming the person that you would be on the other side of your dark night of the soul, and the other side of your challenges. So often the dark night of the soul is a portal for us. And I will put out a video about the dark night of the soul later. I won't stick too much time in it, but you will feel crushed in a dark night of the soul. You'll have a lot that will come upon you and against you and all that stuff. And it's just the conflict of the old self refusing to die and the new self refusing to not be born. So it's that struggle that leads to the birth of who you are on the other side of your dark night of the soul. But that's for another video for another time. So, what are the 3 steps that you can use to shift infinitely into your next step? The first step is an authentic awareness of the now. You must be real, be here now. This is where a lot of, like, everybody fails on this, and I was too, and I've done it. But we grow, we get better, and we evolve. And one of the things that I learned was, instead of trying to be happy and trying to be positive and trying to be affirmative and trying all these things, I had to be real with where I was. Because if you are, take the GPS example, if you're in Cincinnati and you want to go to DC, you can't plug in that you're in Seattle, because what I'm saying is, you have to plug the information, the location of where you currently are, if you want to go from where you are where you want to go. There are a lot of people that have this idea of act as if and law of affirmation and all of this, like um, the law of awareness. There's the Neville Goddard stuff, which it has its value, but it can be very detrimental if you don't understand the deeper meaning. Neville Goddard was Rosicrucian, and he had a secret teaching that he gave people. It was not for everyone. And everything you find online right now is everything he gave to everybody on the outside. It's not the secret inner teaching that you have to pay for. You have to know him personally to know. So most people that do the law of attraction based on Neville Goddard aren't going anywhere, because they don't have the inner secret teaching. And what I'm sharing with you is the part of the inner secret teaching. I can't tell you everything. I would never do that. That's when you know, you know. You don't share with everybody. But with the Apex Human Awakening and being in this geopolitical Christian movement, you are at the actual apex of the pyramid. You're at the top. You're part of the rarefied, refined aspect of the human experience. And so the kinds of things that I'm sharing here are for you, if you get it. If you don't, yeah. So authentic awareness is the first step. You have to be honest about where you currently are. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling down, dismayed, sad, upset, afraid, whatever, be true and real about that now. Say, this is where I am. Okay? That's the first step to shift your reality. The second step is to jump on the certainty wave. I'm calling it the certainty wave. When you know you are authentically now, you can figure out how to get from where you are to where you want to be. That opening up is what the Bible calls humility. That's being humble before God's throne. It's not, I'm such a piece of shit. No. It's, if you feel like a piece of shit, of course, be there. But what I'm saying is, it's not about tearing yourself down. It's about being authentic with where you are. The word humble and the word authentic are synonymous in the Old English. Humility and authenticity are the same thing, because humility and authenticity are vulnerability, because you're showing your true colors. You're showing what you really are. You're standing out naked before others, not before others, but before God, and you are saying, this is who I really am. This is what's really going on for me. And so that's the second step. is to jump on the certainty. The first thing is you're authentic with where you are. And then you jump on the certainty wave, which is, okay, I know this is where I am, and this will lead me to where I want to go. Okay? So we have someone. All right, thank you. I'm glad you like this. I think this is a little person. If you're a child and you understand this, these are very cute emojis, and I appreciate you putting them in. Bradley, Toy, those are very pretty. Thank you for putting them up. All right, I think this is a kid that's in school here. So, like I said, the first thing is authentic awareness. You have to be real with where you are, and that will allow you to grasp onto certainty, because certainty is what allows you to go from where you are to where you want to go. If you believe that you are capable of achieving something, it's better than hoping. But what's better than belief is certainty. When you know that you know that you know that you know at the core of your being, you can get from where you are to where you want to go. And so the first step is authentic awareness. Be real with where you are. That allows you to jump on the certainty wave, which is the second step, and allows you to go in that direction. Certainty is the very language of God. When you talk to the creator, the source being, Malak Taos or Jehovah, Yahweh, whoever, and you say, source being, God, Jesus, whoever, I trust you to get me from where I am to where I'm going to go, and you have that certainty, then God responds. It's like, Lord, like Jesus said, whatsoever things you desire when you pray, believe you receive them, you shall have. Mark 11:24. Mark 11:22, he says, have faith in God. And then Mark 11:23 says, whosoever shall say anything out of his mouth and believe it in his heart, that's the certainty, will achieve what he is aiming for. Okay? So the certainty wave will take you from where you are to where you want to go. And then the third step, and by the way, what is a certainty wave? A certainty wave is, for instance, you're in a dark night of the soul. And you're like, God, I am fucking afraid. My life feels like shit right now. I hate where I am. I am afraid of what's coming. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's next for me. 222, angel number. Angels are here. And so you start there. I am here. I feel afraid. This is where am at. Okay? You're certain of that. You know that. Okay? You know that. You know where you currently are. You know where you feel. That knowing you can build on. You say, I know this feels awful, but I also know that there's more to life. Okay, building on that certainty wave. Now the ripples start to happen. I know there's more to life. Okay, and I know that I've conquered these dark feelings in the past. There's another wave. Okay, and the waves get better and bigger. And I know that if I've conquered this in the past, I'm going to conquer it in the potential future. And then I know that there's more for me. And it's not a believing, it's not a hoping, it's a knowing now. And the certainty wave builds and builds and builds and builds. And that takes us to our third step to change your reality, which is build on the real toward the desired state. Okay? Let's say you're in that dark night of the soul. I fucking hate what's going on right now. God, I hate you. You've forsaken me. Jesus even said this in the Bible. He said, my Father, why hast thou forsaken me? Why hast thou forsaken me? Jesus even realized that he was forsaken by God, and he was abandoned by his own eternal Father. All of us will go through that. That's the dark night of the soul. Everyone who is in the apex human journey and the geopolitical Christian awakening will go through dark nights of the soul, and you'll experience suicidal ideation, you'll experience sadness, you'll experience darkness, depression, fear, anger, frustration, hatred, violent thoughts. All of these things will be there. And these are just demons, okay, that are tormenting you, as they did Christ in the Garden of Eden, as the Garden of Gethsemane, not the Garden of Eden, the Garden of Gethsemane, okay? So you've, the three steps, and we're on the last step here. The first step is authentic awareness. You're with yourself as you are. Jesus was in the garden crying, sweating drops of blood, okay? He was so anxious and so crushed by the weight of the world, he sweated drops of blood. The second is he realized where he was. He said, Father, why have you forsaken me? If it be your will, let this cup pass from me. I don't think I can handle this, Father. I don't think I can go through this, okay? Start building on that certainty wave. Now you have to transcend that. Now you got to get past that. Jesus realized that the darkness that was about him was part of his mission. That was his certainty. And then you build on that, build on that, build on that. You realize you're in a dark place. You grow from that dark place. And as you build from that, you say, this is where I am. I hate it. It sucks. It's painful. But I know that there's light. Or you could say, I don't think there's light. I'm afraid that there is no light. That's certainty. You're afraid. You feel that. So build on that certainty. And then the third step is build toward what you want. Okay, it's a dark space. I'm afraid. Feels hopeless. Blah, 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 blah. Start building on that. But I know that there's more to life. I know that I want more. Okay, that's a certainty. And I know that in the past I've wanted more and I've gotten more. That's another certainty. And then you start to build, 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 build. So you build on that. So the three steps are authentic awareness, be real with where you are now. Law of attraction stuff is going to teach you to be positive and all that. Fuck that. Throw it in the trash. It's trash. It's a lie. Okay, it's totally bullshit. Being positive is just going to keep you where you are. It's not going to help you get where you want to go. Second is certainty wave. You're certain about the suckiness that you're in right now. Build now. Now we move to the third step is build on that. You say, okay, yes, where I am sucks, but I've gotten through this before, or I haven't gotten through this before, and I know that I want more. You have to grab on anything that you can be certain of, and that's what's going to help you. Choice is the propulsion that allows us to move through reality. Choice is our jet fuel, okay? So it allows us to move through reality. It helps us to connect with authentic growth, not bullshit growth, not, I feel good and happy now, even though you feel like shit. Or I'm not afraid when you're freaking out. Like you've got to be real with where you are so that you can grow and get where you want to go. All right? Like I say all the time, life is a river. You will experience turbulence. But if you stay in the flow, God will get you where you want to go. Okay? So, the being you become will blow away all of your wildest dreams if you follow these three steps. Be authentic. Be authentic and aware of where you currently are. Follow your certainty. If it's negative certainty, that's okay. Follow it. And then build toward what you're desiring. Build on the certainty. You have to grab onto certainty. It's better to have certainty that your life sucks than to have hope that it's going to get better. Hope that's going to get better keeps you in the sucky life, keeps you in the 9 to 5, keeps you in that terrible relationship, keeps you sick, keeps you in depression. That's what hope does. Okay? Hope and hopelessness are the same thing. They are certainty that things are not going to work out. But certainty, even if you have certainty that things suck, is that beautiful power. It's the secret power. This is really the secret. The real secret behind the secret is certainty. All right. So thank you for watching. Thanks for the likes for those there. Before I jump out, let's see here. Andrea says, hi, you remember me? I do remember Andreas, but from a while ago. Let me make sure. Andreas seems familiar. Let me say this. Andreas seems familiar. I am not certain that I remember you, but I do think that I remember an Andreas. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I do remember an Andreas. Are you a female or woman? I should say woman. If you're watching my content and you're liking it, you're a woman. Or you could be a little girl. I've had some people, I'm 11 years old. I was like, ooh, I got to cut down on the profanity. But yeah, I think I do remember you because I was talking about an Andrea who was gorgeous, a Latina that I used to know. It was absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. The kind of beauty that you can't lust after. She was attractive and beautiful at the same time. And it's hard to lust after a truly beautiful woman. Like, because you respect her. You automatically respect her. There's something divine about her. I mean, and dogs, trash males are going to lust after her. They're going to lust after a hole in the ground. But men, as a man, I couldn't lust after her. She was just so beautiful, so attractive. She's the kind of woman that you want to marry. Anyway, her name was Andrea, but not Andreas. So Andreas is probably a guy's name. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Thank you for watching, like, share, subscribing. I'm going to get back to doing what I do best.